Good morning. My name is Tom Roche, and I serve as treasurer for the Episcopal Diocese of Central Pennsylvania. I am sorry I'm unable to join you in person, but I will be joining you virtually in a few minutes to answer any questions. Also, you may recognize Chad Linder, Canon of Finance and Operations, up there on stage to cover in my absence. I would like to take this opportunity to present the 2024 proposed budget for the diocese. This current proposed budget has been approved by both the Finance Committee and the Council of Trustees, and we hope you will consider doing so as well. Before diving into the proposed budget, it is important to provide a 30,000-foot perspective of the financial condition of the diocese. Here is the current balance sheet of the diocese as of the end of June. The diocese has over $10 million in assets, not including property and other physical assets, of which over $300,000 is in cash. These assets provide the diocese with the liquidity to meet current needs. Our current liabilities are primarily payroll-related from the prior quarter. The diocese continues to have a strong balance sheet and a pool of investments to meet current and future financial needs. Our presentation of the 2024 budget will be at a very broad level. For those interested in the line item detail of the diocesan budget, you can access this document at the web address in the above upper right of this slide. Also, both the detailed 2024 budget and the summary of the 2024 budget were included in a resolution for this convention disseminated via email to everyone here. The following chart shows the diocesan budget totals for the past 3 years and includes the proposed 2024 budget. You will note there is little variation over the past several years as we pay particular attention to keeping diocesan expenses close to projected income. For 2024, the budgeted income is projected at $2,083,000, or about 8.8% increase from 2023. Expenses are projected to be approximately $2.179 million, or 10.75% from 2023. These projections would result in a deficit of around $95,000. You also note an adjusted deficit of around $20,000. Two line items in the budget that are non-reoccurring: the $25,000 for continued reunification study work and $10,000 for a proposed joint gathering of the Diocese of Bethlehem. The third budget item, typically included only every 3 years, is the General Convention. The budget amount for 2024 is $40,000, and the convention is being held in Kentucky. This chart will indicate the historical results of the budget versus deficit for the last 6 years. To balance the budget every year can be very challenging. Forcing a balanced budget would negatively impact the services and resources provided to the diocese. We do work exceptionally hard throughout the year to control expenses so that actual results are much closer to being balanced. The chart you have in front of you now shows the historical budget surplus versus deficit annually. Averaging those 6 years, the diocese's annual average surplus has been approximately $82,000. It is also important to note that there's always unrestricted funds available to cover any potential budget deficit. This is due to our strong balance sheet mentioned in an earlier slide. As I noted earlier, the budgeted parish assessment total income for the diocese is $1.231 million. The chart currently displayed shows the historical parish assessment amounts budgeted annually. The significant decline in 2022 is the result of a major change in the assessment formula by the diocese. It is important to remember that since 2017, the current purchasing power of $1 in 2017 is now only 73 cents in 2023. This erosion of purchasing power continues to put an additional challenge in balancing the budget. This slide covers the major income components of our budget. The parish assessment is projected to rise approximately 1.4%, or $1,231,000, an increase of just over $17,000. Investment income is projected to be $446,000, up $30,000, or 7.3% from the previous year. This is based on a 5.5% withdrawal rate of the rolling 3-year average of the account value. In terms of actual dollars, there are minimal decreases in projected grant income and Stevenson School tuition income. The school is in the midst of finalizing new partnerships and potential of shifting offering timeframes and models. At the time when the budget was developed, we felt it important to be conservative with our numbers and considered the current unknowns. On the expense side, this chart highlights some of the expense categories we'd like to note. Canon of Children, Youth, and Families, Michaela Moritz, continues to work hard developing resources for parishes, planning events, and providing training and resources for Safe Church. External property management expenses are estimated to increase approximately 20% due to some necessary capital repairs. At the same time, we anticipate to come in below budget as the diocese sells off certain properties such as Trinovo and properties in Mount Carmel. We anticipate a decline of 18% for expenses related to the diocesan office. A significant portion of this reduction is the delay of non-critical capital expenditures until the outcome of the reunification study is completed. Salary and benefits will increase approximately 2%, which includes the planned addition of a quarter-time multicultural missioner at the diocese. Diocesan programs and external support, which include the various committees of the Council of Trustees, should see a substantial increase as various committees expand their outreach and evangelism efforts. This slide provides some key underlying factors that impact the diocesan budget. As mentioned before, the planned addition of a quarter-time multicultural missioner and a cost of living adjustment of 2.3% and increase in health insurance of 4.1% are the majority of the increases in the HR expenses. We also included an estimate $200,000 of income related to receiving assets of closed parishes. This is just a placeholder based on past experience and not in any predefined criteria. Also mentioned earlier, 2 planned property sales, Trinity Renovo and St. Stephen's in Mount Carmel, formerly utilized by the Resurrection Mission. This slide may look familiar to many of you. It covers the formulas for calculating both the parish assessment and investment withdrawal limitations related to endowment investment funds. As mentioned earlier, there are not any changes proposed in these 2 calculation methodologies. I want to thank you very much for your time and attention. In a brief moment, we will open the floor for questions.